Hello, so welcome to Barbed Audio. Today we're joined with our new guest, which is Dan Mercer. How are you doing, Dan?
Not too bad, not too bad.
Good. Well, today we're just going to get to know a bit about Dan's music and kind of, your journey through creating whatever you create. And so just taking it away, just let everyone out there know who you are, what kind of music you make, and kind of where your inspiration comes from.
So my name's Dan Mercer. I make electronic music. I always find it hard to just kind of I produce, write, mix, master, all that shebang. I try not to do like specific genres. Most of it is sort of somewhere in electronic, but you get people that are just doing either like just drum bass, just house. Make everything sound a bit different.
Yeah, I guess it's one of those genres as well where it could be so kind of fluid with what you make. I feel like a lot of I think we'll get into it later on, but I think, being an electronic artist, I think you kind of have less rigid. What's the word? You know what I mean? Like you have to be less rigid. Like you can kind of flow between different things. I feel like with more actual instrument related stuff, if you're doing folk, you're kind of quite stuck in that. And there's only certain elements you can add in. I feel like electronic, you can kind of really dip into loads of different unique kind of, you got the experimental, you got weird stuff and just
because that's the thing. I think in today's day and age, genres don't really exist.
Yeah.
Just not even just in electronic music, just overall, everything is kind of, artists are taking inspiration from literally everything nowadays.
Yeah.
So you'd have songs. Everything's just kind of like a mashup.
Yeah.
Of other people's inspirations and
Yeah.
whatnot. So I think genres. I tend not to use genres all too much. I'm just this is a song that I like.
Yeah, I guess that leads on to your most recent release would have been last year, which was Citrus. Kind of what was the process behind that? And I guess you're talking about pulling inspiration from different places and stuff. Did you have anything kind of in mind for that going into it, or was it just kind of what came about and what you kind of felt at the time?
There was it was. I got a lot of influences from Daft Punk and the whole kind of French house sort of music. But then that song, the sample where the main chords in the song they came from, it's from this synthwave song.
Yeah.
This relatively unknown synthwave song, and I just kind of chopped it up, pitched it about, and turned it into a French house song, which is a very different genre from synthwave.
Do you find that kind of doing throwing stuff like the sampling in also helps you kind of with if you have creative block and stuff, and kind of makes you again branch out of what you're comfortable with sometimes? I've done hip hop sampling stuff on the side. I think when you pick more weirder things that are challenging or something's a bit different, it kind of gives that new breath to your work.
Definitely, yeah. I literally pretty much every song that I've ever made, the whole idea of the song came from me sampling something else.
Yeah.
But I sample anything at this point. I've started doing this thing where I just kind of scroll on reels on my computer, but then record the audio that's coming from that.
Oh yeah.
And then I just got in Audacity, I then just go through all the reels that I was just watching, and just find interesting bits of people talking or just weird noises, anything like that, and then just try and figure a way to repurpose it into.
Yeah, that's interesting, because we've talked to people before about what inspiration comes when writing stuff, but I guess in your sense you're pulling from just any kind of source. I think that's really interesting. Just the manipulation of just general sounds, it's like there's videos you see of people taking something and then really stretching it out. Everything has harmonic quality, so even stuff that sounds horrible will sound if you just really manipulate it. So that's
exactly
interesting.
Yeah.
So I guess what was your entry into making music? Was it originally electronic music, or was it something more again instrument based? And then kind of from where you did start to now, how would you say your sound and how you make things has changed?
I feel like how I started making music is quite different from a lot of people, because a lot of people, they sort of, they either learnt an instrument from a young age, or their family were, doing something music related. That wasn't the case for me. I just kind of, I never really was that interested in music until I was maybe like 8 or 9.
Yeah.
And because my dad likes his music quite a lot. Like I just hear things that he'd be listening to.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of my inspirations came from that. I've completely lost my train of thought.
That's okay.
But yeah, I think it was like when I was in like year 6 or something. I remember one of my mates in my class, he showed me this song, and it was Tsunami by, I don't know, I can't remember who it was by, but it's like, it's one of these like, you know, big EDM, like, let me see your hands up, one of those songs.
No, I think I remember that. Is it like the one that's like Tsunami jumped?
Yes, that one. That one.
God, yeah.
And
yeah, I know what you mean.
I hadn't heard like anything really like that before, and I was like, whoa, what is this? And then when I started a new school, they did like a music production club. So I just started doing it there, and then it just kind of slowly built up from that.
Yeah.
Another big thing that I remember was just like, this is what I want to do. There was, do you know Martin Garrix?
Yeah.
Yes. He had a song called Forbidden Voices, and the music video for that was basically just like a video of him on tour. And I was just like, that looks like so much fun. I want to do that.
Yeah.
And so I just kind of had it in my head from there. That was just like, that's what I want to do.
Yeah.
But now I really, it's not all sunshine and rainbows like the music video, sort of showed, but I'm here for the long ride,
Yeah, no, I think that's cool. I think like you said about not coming from a family that's like very like all like music thing. I think that could be quite good sometimes. That you see a lot of that these days. Personally, I came from quite a music heavy background, so it's really drilled into me. But again, I guess that's good with you. I guess you can carve out your own inspiration and like with that music stuff and finding your own path with it. I think it's a cool kind of different kind of outlook, and I think leading on to another question is, like we were saying earlier, with being an electronic music artist, how do you find navigating the music space with it being so saturated with kind of like all indie bands, a lot of like instrument based music. Obviously I know electronic music can have that anyway, but I feel like it doesn't necessarily get a bad rap. I think electronic music is very taken for surface level, and like if there's one thing you'd want people to know out there more, what would it be?
I think it's more than just YouTube intro music. I've had a lot of people before just kind of be like, oh it just sounds like, they'd be like, oh that's really cool, it sounds like a something that'd be in like a YouTube intro. I'm just like, I appreciate that, but I don't want to be making music for YouTube intros. That's not what I want to be known for, really. I think what I'd like people to know is just like there's more artistry behind it than a lot of people realize. I think it's quite, a lot of people view EDM specifically as like, I think it was like Paul Robinson who said that like ages ago that like EDM is closer to like an amusement park or something like that, where it's just kind of, I don't know how to explain it.
I know what you mean.
I feel like it can get quite disregarded.
I feel like kind of listening to those different genres and what we try to do on this show is like cover loads of stuff. I think electronic music is one of those ones I think so like underrepresented and unappreciated, because like with instrument stuff it is easy to whack some drums in there, and like the cadences that like some of it fills out more room, but with electronic stuff you have to find like loads of textures to fill those gaps, because it can be quite linear with sounds. They're quite simple, and I think it
exactly
you look at some projects that some artists do, like imagine some of yours are like it, and it's like thousands of layers of things, and people don't realize that like a snare could be 4 things like completely like mirrored, and then I feel like I don't know, I feel like there's definitely, especially more recently, I would say within the past 10 years, has been more hype around electronic music, I think, as well, in how experimental it's going, how avant-garde some of the stuff is. I think it's really cool. I think some people either go from just the kind of basic, like you said, YouTube video kind of EDM simple, back from like 2010 kind of thing, to I think like just too much weird like noise kind of stuff. But I think there is a nice balance of what people can find. I think it applies to any genre. I think a lot of people are very closed-minded. It's like the whole thing of like, I love every genre but country. So you're gonna love a song from every genre. It's just it's what appeals to like each individual listener. And I think no genre should just be I mean, obviously there's a lot coming out at the moment, but I don't know what you think, but I think that I think that people definitely should give it more of a shot and be more
Yeah.
open-minded and stuff. Of course, that's like you said, people are quick to compare now with stuff. I think it's not bad, but I think, you know, it can be disheartening when it's just like, oh, it sounds like this thing, and it's something quite mundane or...
Exactly. It's like when, like, people say a lot about, with like rap music, about how, you know, it's just, you know, people going, oh yeah, drugs, women.
Yeah.
So, well, no, it's not. It's
Yeah.
like, if you properly sat down and, like, it might not be your thing. That's, you know,
Yeah.
completely fine. But you're not going to know if you don't, like, properly sit down, give it a listen, see where the inspirations for that genre
Yeah.
came from, where, like, understand the roots of it, understand what it, like, the culture behind it, then
Yeah.
you're not going to properly understand it or
Yeah,
enjoy
exactly.
it.
Yeah, exactly. I think that I just don't think a lot more people out there should just listen to electronic music and should just, you know, kind of... here is Bean. Bean is a new little cat, so he'll be appearing on the show a lot more. Bless him, he's a little sleepy guy, so you'll probably see him around more. But yeah, I guess just, you know, following off the back of that as well, you know, why would you say like music is so important to you? I know that's kind of can be quite a deep-rooted question, but I think why you know, I think I've talked to a lot of people, and some people say, you know, they've got that innate drive, you know, that they have to create, and obviously for different people that's music, or some people that's, it can be whatever. But what's your drive to kind of have music be so important to you?
I think it's just like ever since maybe when I was like 10, 11 sort of age, I've just always listened to music. Like, that's just what I've done. I've just kind of, I don't know. I can't really explain it, but it is just like I've always listened to music, and I just feel like that it's something that I should be doing, making music, you know. Yeah, it's hard to explain, but it's just, it's a calling,
Yeah.
if you will, you know.
I think it just is that innate nature, isn't it? I feel like, you know, it's weird because, you know, I don't make music as much anymore, you know, and I still have that kind of thing where I need to pick up something and just write something, because I think it is like, I can imagine for a lot of people out there, you know, the whole thing is a way to get something out there, an idea, you know, an urge, you know, a feeling. I think music is so embedded in people who create it, you know. I think it's one of those things. But yeah.
That's the thing, because there have been times where, like, I've gone like weeks or maybe even like a month without making anything.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, man, I need, like, I just feel like I have to. I feel like I just have like the urge to. I can't not do it. Yeah.
So we're kind of, you know, what you create, and even just in general life, has there been like some piece of advice you've received that's kind of changed your outlook on things?
I mean, when you say advice, the first thing that comes to mind is what Fatboy Slim said to me once. So there was at the university that I used to go to, they did like a masterclass with Fatboy Slim, and you could basically just like send in demos, and he'd listen to them, give you his thoughts on them. And I sent in my track Body Moves, out now. And he was just like, nah, it's just got a bit too much hook. And I was just sitting there just thinking, hang on, did this guy kind of not build his career off having too much, like having songs with arguably way too much hook? I get where he was coming from. That song has got a lot of hook. However, yeah, a bit rich, but
never meet your heroes, guys.
Never meet your heroes.
Never meet them. Yeah.
But I mean, you know, it is what it is. He has his own opinion. If he thought that song had too much hook, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
I think it's got the perfect amount of hook, but you know,
I guess that's the thing. I guess, you know, everyone's gonna pick at something about a song. I guess, you know, you just got to kind of have your own way about how you treat it. You know, either you take it on board or you don't. I think, you know, it is what it is. But
yeah.
That is funny.
But in terms of like actual advice, I honestly couldn't tell you who it was that told me this or when. Like, but I've always kind of, I remember someone said to me about like, it's not about how good you are at music. It's about how good you are at kind of expressing yourself.
Yes.
I think. Because you could have like the greatest musician ever, they can, you know, play piano like no one ever before.
Yeah.
But if they don't have like if they don't have the taste to sort of express themselves, it kind of means nothing really. Because
I know what you mean. It's like sometimes it can be style over composition, almost something like that, where like someone can be the most critically acclaimed amazing thing, but if they don't have, like, if they're too perfect, it comes into a thing. I actually wrote about it in a little article. You should go check it out by Craft Room Recordings There magazine. But I said, about like perfectionism and that kind of thing, and people chasing it. But I think flawed stuff's cool. I think flawed stuff's important. I think that's why a lot of things are coming back around. Like vinyls not being so perfect, and everyone liking that kind of lo-fi sound. Is I think when something's too perfect and pristine, it loses life. And I think that's like you said, I think you have to have that kind of style and your unique way of doing it, otherwise you are going to sound like everyone else. Or
I think music is more interesting when it doesn't sound perfect.
Yeah, definitely.
I think I always, with my songs, I always try to make something in it that's just like not quite right, something that's a little bit off about it, just because I think it then gives the song so much more character and like personality. That a person has, there's a person behind it. There's, rather, because I mean, look, with all the, these AI generated music and stuff like that, you're not going to get any risk taking, any sort of like anything that shows a human put effort into it. If you get something that's pretty flawed as a song, but you can tell that there was passion put into it, I think that's so much more important.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So is there any kind of artists or bands you've listened to recently, either electronic, or kind of other genres that you've just been listening to recently, either in Brighton or just further afield, that you'd want to shout out?
I mean, I've got friends in loads of bands. They're all doing incredible stuff right now. Lana Death Ray. Willie plays horrible art. Stereo Glue. I could like just sit here and name them all, but there's a lot of really good bands just in the local Brighton scene at the moment. If we're talking, a bit wider, there's an artist I've been listening to quite a lot recently. I think I'm not entirely sure how their name is pronounced, but it's BBPUE. I think Baby Pew.
Okay.
But it's kind of like very sort of lo-fi, sort of like very digital sounding.
Yeah.
Just kind of like indie rock, I guess. I don't even know what you'd call it. It's quite unusual, but it's just like a very sort of, I don't know. Yeah, I haven't really heard much like it before. It's quite, all the sounds are very sort of just wonky and quite abrasive.
Yeah.
But I think it's a really sort of interesting mix of different sounds.
Okay. Oh, cool. Well, everyone check those guys out. Okay, now for the next one, kind of off the back of that, what is the last song you listened to? You can check your phone if you want.
But let's have a look.
If you didn't get exposed.
It's "Call Me Maybe" by Carly Rae. It's not. I wish it was. I love that song. Nothing to say. It was "Music Baby" by Jane Remover.
Okay.
Now, I'm just gonna say, if you don't know who Jane Remover is, get to know. I love Jane Remover.
Yeah.
Her stuff is so good. Like, she recently put out an EP, the EP that song's on.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I don't know how to explain. It's like pop, but it's also not pop at all. There's like a whole lot of like rock elements, metal elements, like hyperpop elements. That song, "Music Baby," it's like got Jersey Club drums for like the whole thing, but it's got these like sad guitars over it.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think she's just like every single like album or project that she's done sounds completely different from the last, and I don't know how she does it. It's like, if you don't, check it out.
No, check her out. So now we're going into our quickfire round, Dan, where you have to answer as many questions in 30 seconds. So are you ready?
Yep.
Okay, here you go. Let me set the timer. Right. Here we go. Write a hit and never perform it, or create a classic that never charts.
A classic that never charts.
Sweet or savoury.
Sweet.
Acoustic or electric.
Electric.
Morning or night person.
Night.
Play a festival, intimate club gig.
Festival.
Summer or winter.
Summer.
Perfect lyric or perfect melody.
Perfect lyrical.
Go-to movie genre.
Comedy.
What would your music smell like?
Warm.
Texting or calling.
Texting.
Vinyl, CD or streaming.
CD.
Oh,
that.
Oh, see how Dan ranks on the leaderboard. I think you're coming in close to top. I think.
Really?
I think so.
No.
You do like a Top Gear type. Like
I thought. Yeah. No. I thought I was really slow.
No, I think. I need to double check, but we'll see on the screen now. All the ones that come up, and then you'll be able to see when the video comes out where you rank. But I need to keep like a little list. But yeah, well done, Dan. You did good there.
I'm completely honest. I don't know what I meant when I said that my music smells like warm.
I guess it's
make of that what you will. Make of that what you will.
Heating, like warm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
It smells a bit damp, maybe.
So now breaking off into our kind of non-music related section. What is the weirdest dream you've ever had? And tell us in detail.
Well, I mean, it happened quite a while ago. I don't remember much about it. But all I remember is that. So this probably would have been like 3 or 4 years ago, maybe even a bit longer. I was playing a lot of a game called Apex Legends at that time, and so the dream started. I was just walking about in like the map.
Yeah.
And then I got to this like, so it's like it's basically like a battle royale game.
Yeah.
And I got to like this new location which doesn't exist in real life, and there's basically this big sort of like barrel thing in the middle of like this town center. It just kind of had like a sign, like it was like a fairground attraction or something, and it just said like unkillable eel. And I was just like, okay. I accept that challenge. So I then grab a trident, not sure where I get the trident from, and I'm just like stood above this barrel, just kind of mashing into it with the trident. Yeah. And to my surprise, didn't die because it's an unkillable eel. What was I thinking?
Yeah.
And that's all I remember.
What more do you need?
Exactly. I don't know where that whole thing came from. I don't know what it means.
Yeah. Maybe it means you're destined to kill an eel or something.
Well, I didn't even do that. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So what's your kind of favourite thing right now? It could be anything.
My favourite thing?
Yeah, what are you obsessed with?
M&M's have done this new like salted caramel flavoured.
Oh.
And I love anything salted caramel flavoured. I mean, so much. I mean, so many.
M&M sponsor Dan.
Honestly, yeah. I don't have the money to be buying this much M&Ms. Yeah, but no. There's also this guy on Instagram who I've seen recently, who just sprays dog medicine on his hands, and for some reason he's now got superpowers.
Yeah,
he can like make stuff. He can like move stuff without touching them.
Is that the guy who's like naturally trying to make himself like revert himself to being like super strong and stuff, so he can like climb shit and all that? I don't know if it's the same guy.
Maybe
it might be. I can't remember. I know. I think it might be the same guy, but I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe there's 2 people that are spraying dog medicine. Maybe they're like enemies.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. But no. What an interesting use of free will.
It really is. Yeah, it really is.
Like, yeah, sure.
Okay, so what animal do you reckon you could take on in a fight, like logically? The most like max thing.
Yeah, no, I don't consider myself much of a fighter. Yeah. I've always kind of thought in my head, in a fight against pretty much anyone, I'd probably lose.
Yeah.
So I don't fancy my chances against many animals. I think probably take like a squirrel. I think. Actually, they're quick, aren't they? Maybe the squirrel will come out on top. I don't know. But it's got to be something small.
Yeah.
And not particularly lethal. I'm not.
But something also not cute, I guess.
Oh no, I can kill something cute. I can kill something cute. It's as long as it's weak. Well, no, look, this scenario that you've painted here.
Yeah.
The way you've worded it makes it sound like it's a fight to the death. All morals are out of the window here. We're fighting for survival here.
Okay.
So
what do you reckon? What's your final answer?
Let's go for like a beaver.
Okay. Dan versus beaver, just like start throwing sticks at you.
They can do that.
Builds like a beaver mech suit or something.
They can throw the sticks at you.
I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if this is to a death fight. He might.
Oh god, yeah, they might have to. Yeah, they might be pulling out some tricks,
some spears.
Oh no. Oh, I might have got myself.
Oh, well.
Oh no.
Well, Dan versus Beaver. Let's see who wins. So, what is a weird food craving you've had?
I can't explain this one, but every now and then, so back probably been like 10 years ago, I did my Duke of Edinburgh.
Oh god, yeah.
And I imagine most people probably know what that is, but it's basically it's like this award that you can get where you have to do a whole bunch of stuff, and one of them is like this expedition where you have to just like basically go on a walk and camp for a couple of days, basically. Yeah. And while on this expedition, you know, you'd have to like make your own food and whatnot. Yeah. But we just kind of got these like ration packs. And there was one spaghetti and meatballs. Actually, no, it wasn't spaghetti. It was just pasta and meatballs ration pack. And I just remember eating it out of the pack. Didn't bother with like a plate or a bowl or anything. It was barely even heated up. Most of it was still cold. But I'm always just like, it tasted so good. Like, it might have been half cold, but it was so good. And I yearn for it. I need it. I need it back.
Stockpile it. That and caramel M&Ms.
Yeah. And I'd be sorted for life. Yeah.
Is that your death row meal? That's why I should start asking people what their death row meal is.
That's pretty good. Yeah. But yeah, that'll be mine.
Yeah. What would your death row meal be?
Well, we've just figured that out, isn't it? Yeah. The pasta and meatballs.
Would that be a drink?
Hooch. I'll go for hooch.
Oh my god, that's most chaotic thing. Cold spaghetti, like caramel M&Ms and hooch.
Yeah, well, look, if I'm going out, I'm going out. I'm going out in style.
Exactly. Okay, so coming to our last few questions now, sadly, but this one is passed on from our last band, which was Landra we had on. Would you rather have a nose that teleports or fingernails made of cheese?
Firstly, what were they smoking before they came?
I don't know.
A nose that teleport. What is the?
I don't know. I guess you could just teleport to smell. Like it doesn't. You can choose where it teleports. So if you want to smell something nice, you know. But I don't know how useful
that could cause some the medical implications. What? Just going about without a nose? Yeah. I think probably I'd have to go for that one though, because fingernails made out of cheese. You're going to be going around smelling like cheese all the time. I mean. You don't want that.
There's no cheeses. I mean, like the only thing I could think is like a parmesan, because over time that gets really callous and hard. Yeah. But like anything else, you know, imagine like Gouda or something like that, where it's just all like melty, like brie. It'd be horrible.
And the thing is, the way I see it, it's only you can teleport your nose. You don't have to. Yeah. You can keep your nose where it is. There's there's no downside for that one. Yeah. Okay. I'm going for that.
Okay. So who? Right. That's Dan. Teleporting nose. Mm-hmm, okay. Mm-hmm. For the next artist or whoever else we have on, what is your question to them? You think long and hard about this one?
No.
Have you got it?
I've already got it. We're getting up dirt on people. Okay. When was the last time you wet yourself?
Oh.
I want to know. This is going to be embarrassing. You're going to be humiliated.
Clip it.
Yeah.
Okay. So when was the last time you wet yourself? That'll be an interesting one. So fingers crossed on the next. I'm so sorry for you. But it'll be okay. As long as it wasn't in last week or days. Yeah. So sadly coming to the end there, Dan. It's been lovely having you on. Please go check out Dan's music. You know, especially if you don't give electronic music a chance, just please do. You know, Dan's an amazing up-and-coming artist from Brighton, and yeah, just check out Citrus, check out Body Me, check out Dan's whole discography. As I can imagine, you've got more stuff coming soon.
I do.
So the camera's your friend. Just plug everything you've got coming up and just go for it.
Dan Mercer music on like everything. I've got stay tuned for more music. There's much on the way. You're not gonna want to miss it.
Cool. All right, well, until next time, I've been John T, this has been Dan Mercer, and this has been Barbed Audio, and until next time, see you guys soon. Bye.
Bye.
Nice. Sweet. Nailed it.
Cool.
Hell yeah.
And then just go like that.
I'll just tap it.
Yeah, it's all good. I'll do is you can just chill for a bit, stop recording.